on success for teens. This lesson is talking about habits and how habits are powerful. It's kind of easy to take habits for granted, and they aren't that exciting. They're dull things like brushing your teeth or showering, doing homework. Maybe they're things you don't like about yourself. Like maybe you have a habit of biting your nails and that just drives you crazy or you're embarrassed about it or something. And habits can even seem boring at times, but they're actually really important little things. They're important because habits can steer the direction of your life. So we're going to take a deeper look at habits and how they affect us. The first thing that we're going to talk about is how habits are powerful. And habits run your life, really. Habits are little things, but they make a big difference. Think of it this way. Have you ever gotten a flat tire? I remember I had one once, and it was shortly after I just got my driver's license. I had kind of a nasty, rusty old brown truck. And I hopped into that one day, and I started driving down the road from my house. And I got a little way down the road, and all of a sudden I noticed that my truck was really leaning to one side. I'm like, what's going on? What is this? Well, it was kind of driving weird, and so finally I got out, and I took a look. Well, one of my tires was flat. Now, you know what? 90% of the time, I don't pay any attention to my tires. I don't really care about them. I don't think about them. I'm just kind of the typical girl. Don't really care about, the car or whatever. But they're just a little thing to me on my car, but they made such a big difference. I didn't think about them that much. But one day when my tire was flat, I realized that tires, a small thing that I take for granted, sometimes makes a big difference. Well, that's exactly how habits are. They're small, but they make a big difference in your life. Well, habits can take a variety of forms. They can be in your thinking, in your speaking, and in your actions. And that wasn't something I'd ever thought about before. I always thought of habits kind of like something you did every day, like eating breakfast, getting up at like 6:15 in the morning when your alarm goes off, or brushing your teeth twice a day. But it really made me think about the fact that we can have habits in our thinking and our speaking as well. Like, for example, maybe when you're in oral comm class and you get up in front of the class to speak to people, you start thinking thoughts like, all these people are going to hate what I say, or they're going to think the outfit I picked today is so dumb. Or maybe, you go into U.S. history and you're about ready to take a test. And maybe you just kind of like start thinking thoughts like, I'm going to fail. I'm a bad tester. I'm bad at taking tests. This is just not going to be good. Those thoughts, the way that you think, they're habits too. And so you can get into a habit of worrying about things. And a habit can be also in the way you think. Now, I've got a great Bible verse about this. It's Philippians 4:8. And it says, "Now, dear brothers and sisters, let me say one more thing as I close this letter. Fix your thoughts on what is true and honorable and right. Think about things that are pure and lovely and admirable. Think about things that are excellent and worthy of praise." Paul's encouraging us in this letter. Just start thinking about what you're thinking about. It's kind of a crazy concept, but to think about what you're thinking about. And then choose to think good things. Choose to make good habits in the way you think. This is one of the greatest keys to success, because learning to make good mental habits is going to help you win in life. I remember in high school I played tennis. I wasn't like the best tennis player. I was kind of average. And I was in this one match, and I was losing really bad. And the frustrating thing was, it wasn't like the girl was an amazing tennis player. Like, she shouldn't have been beating me. But I was it was bad. Like, I don't even know if I hardly scored any points in the game. And it was just one thing after another. I'd hit the ball into the net. I'd just do different things. And I realized that I didn't get defeated because she was a better player than me. I got defeated because I lost the game mentally. I didn't put into practice good mental habits. I believed that I was going to get defeated, and I just played like that. I wasn't losing because she was better than I was. I was losing because I hadn't put into practice good habits in my thinking for that game. And so habits aren't always bad. They can be good or they can be bad. But no matter whether they're good or bad, habits run your life. But the good news is, for you or for me, is that if you do have some bad habits and you want to get rid of some of that, that habits can be changed. You're not just stuck with the habits that you have. You can make a decision to change. You're not locked into a habit or a way of thinking. But the reason that habits can be changed is because habits are a product of your choices. And the good news is that you choose your choices. Your choices, the ones that you make every day, turn into habits. Habits can be changed. So I'd like to challenge you in this. I'd like you to examine the habits you have in your thinking, your speaking, and in your actions. And see if you can find one of those areas that you can improve a habit and start putting into place a good habit. Because your habits determine where you end up in life. So I encourage you to put good habits into place. And I know with God's help, you can do it.